Welcome back to Giant Monster Games. I'm Adrian, and today we are playing Rakdos, Burning Hand, where we burn our opponent by the size of their hand. And what do I think of this opening hand? Speaking of hands, I think we can keep this. We have red mana, we have black mana, we don't have a third mana, which is okay, I guess. We'll keep it. We can also bolt our opponent a couple times, depending on what they drop. So we're gonna play it as it comes. So our opponent doesn't play anything on their first main phase? Oh, okay. Godless Shrine. So we may be playing against, my first impression from Godless Shrine is generally that it's going to be a black-white token deck. Obviously this is completely unfounded, but it is generally my assumption whenever I see Godless Shrine. You know, you gotta have sometimes just like off-the-wall assumptions about decks, otherwise, you never know. Okay, and that. And end step, maybe not. I could be wrong. I have been wrong in the past. And what do we think? We should Blood Crypt. If we pay 2 life, we can bolt our opponent. Yeah, we're gonna go that way. And we will play a red and bolt our opponent for 3 damage. Might as well get a little bit of damage in early game. And look at that, Howling Mine, you are a sight to see. That means our game plan is up and running, or at least it's getting in that direction, which means, because we'll draw 2 cards unless our opponent destroys this, which is highly unlikely, we will get 2 cards on our next upkeep, which should draw us into another land, should, in theory, draw us into another land, and which will, yeah, then kind of get our thing going. We can also get Temple Bell running again next turn, hopefully, if we draw another land. And do we actually see anything hit the table? I might have been right, actually. It might actually be a tokens deck. And our turn, we draw a Blood Crypt and a Howling Mine again. Well, wouldn't Pyroplasm be really nice right now? I think we were going to play Blood Crypt. Yes, we're going to pay the 2 life. And as much as I would love to play Temple Bell, I would much rather make our opponent not be able to just swing in for 3 in the air every single turn. I would rather have something to prevent that. Our opponent may be playing Path of Exile. It is completely possible. White decks usually mean Path of Exile, so I would not be surprised if our master gets pathed right away. Would not be that surprising. Turn 3, you mean you're kind of getting out of that give your opponent the advantage kind of phase, and well, maybe not. Maybe our opponent does want to just swing in and let us slowly whittle down his flyers. I guess that's the way it's going. He's going to get in 2 damage, plays a Marsh Flats, sacks the Marsh Flats, and what is he going to play? Hollowed Fountain. I have a sneaking suspicion we may be playing against a Polymorph deck. Yeah, that looks like a Polymorph deck to me. That is not very good. Yeah, I know exactly what we're playing against. So we're playing against a Polymorph deck. We do have some stuff in the sideboard to deal with this, but I don't think we have anything that's going to deal with this match, specifically. Yeah. Eidolon and a Hangarback Walker, those are not going to do it. Let's concede this match because we have no way of dealing with Emrakul. We are going to literally sacrifice everything on our table. So is Polymorph is a sorcery. Going to game 2, concede the match, concede the game. Okay, what do we put in against this deck? We definitely can put in Crumble to Dust. That will slow our opponent down in the world of... And we can also put in Silent Arbiter as well. That'll slow our opponent down from having to... Oh, and Ratchet Bomb. Actually, just put in 1 Silent Arbiter and 2 Ratchet Bombs. Ideally, I would play Guttural Response, but it's only instant spells, and, well, obviously, Emrakul is not... or not Emrakul, Polymorph is a sorcery, so that doesn't really help us out very much. This target creature, graveyard, artifact, that is not going to help us out very much. Shrapnel Blast isn't going to help us out a ton either. So I think... What do we take out? We definitely leave an Anger. We can leave an Adamaro. Pull out 2 of our Toil and Troubles, and Eidolon can definitely stay in, because I'd rather our opponents start just getting some serious hot seat going on. Actually, we're going to pull out 3 Toil and Troubles. Kind of like the least effective card in this deck right now. And we definitely need to leave in Lightning Bolts, need to leave in Pyroplasms, need to leave in Anger. Adamaro might be able to come out, actually, now that I think about it. Because our opponent should be able to dump their hand really quickly, and we're not kind of relying on getting to kind of the late game. And what else do I think? Molten Psyche. I don't really want to take out Molten Psyche because we have Ratchet Bomb, Silent Arbiter that are coming in, so he's actually easier to trigger. So we might just leave him in, but we will pull out a single Hangarback Walker. Yeah, I think that's the way it's going to go. Let's see if this actually is going to be any better. We are going to play first, of course. We did lose really quickly. Turn 5 loss there. So Howling Mine, yeah, I think this is actually a really good opening hand. Actually, this is like a really good opening hand because we're going to turn 1 Mire. End of our opponent's turn, we will crack it, grab a grab Blood Crypt. You guys know this. I've said this like literally, I think, every single video. Like, play a Mire, play and get a Blood Crypt. I'm sure you guys now have the idea of why you play Bloodstained Mires or the fetch lands and the tap lands. Our opponent's probably going to pitch Molten Psyche. What else is he going to pitch? He might pitch, actually, Howling Mine. But I feel like Howling Mine feeds him as much as it feeds me, so we'll see. We will see. And our opponent indeed does take the Molten Psyche. Actually, let me throw these open for you guys. So our opponent does take the Molten Psyche out of our hand. Let's crack this, grab a Blood Crypt. And no, we're not going to pay life for it. And at the beginning of our turn, we draw Master of Feasts, which is pretty rad. Dragonskull Summit, Howling Mine, which should not be any surprise to our opponent. And I think because we need to get onto the let's do a ton of damage to our opponent really, really quick plan, we're probably going to play Master of Feast next turn. That's to do our opponent's turn. We are just skipping through their turn because there's nothing for us to do. Howling Mine. Oh, that would be so good. Depends. If we draw something else, Lightning Bolt. Lightning Bolt's also not that bad. We may... I think we're going to have to keep Lightning Bolt up because I think... Is Polymorph Destroy? I think it's Sacrifice, actually. So maybe it's not that good. Anyways, we're going to play our Master of Feasts. Master of the Feasts, I should say. And pass it to our opponent's turn. Yeah. Our opponent draws an extra card because of Howling Mine. And we are going to start swinging into our opponent with some serious damage here. Our upkeep, our opponent draws, we draw. Oh. Well, that's a thing. So let's go to combat. We are going to swing in with the Master of Feasts. Master of the Feasts. It's a long title for a card that could be named Master of Feasts. And he's going to pass it. That's actually... Yes? Oh, path comes in tapped. Might as well get him. If it came in untapped, that'd be amazing for us because we would just Temple Bell. Yeah, we are going to Temple Bell. And just I guess our opponent doesn't have any tokens down yet, so we should be in the clear for one more turn. Well, obviously, Temple Bell at the end of our opponent's turn, and then we're going to Rune Flare Trap at the beginning of his next turn when we do the plan where he draws with Howling Mine, we Temple Bell, we blast him with Rune Flare Trap for 10 damage. Should be 10 damage, maybe 9 damage. And he doesn't have... Oh, he has a Sorin. That's a thing. Is he gonna minus it or plus it? If he minuses it, we may just Lightning Bolt it. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna have to Lightning Bolt that on our turn, or well, maybe not our turn, but we're gonna have to Lightning Bolt it. We can't have a Sorin just running around unchecked. So we draw a Master Feast and a Blood Crypt. That is good. So what do we think? We could play a Master Feast, we could Lightning Bolt and Rune Flare Trap, all in the series of a short period of time. So yes, we are going to pay 2 life. We are going to Master of Feasts for black back, and just generic red, and we will... I say we are going to unfortunately do this because we are going to go to our opponent's face for Lightning Bolt, redirecting to Sorin. Yes, we're going to redirect to Sorin. And then we are going to pass the turn to our opponent, wherein by we will, on his draw step, we will give him a good, solid smashing to the face. So Temple Bell, and let Howling Mine resolve, and now Rune Flare Trap for 10 damage. Let's see how our opponent feels about that. Yeah, our opponent could potentially grab us next turn, so we are not in the safe right now. If he drops an island, or something that produces blue mana, I should say, not just necessarily an island, he could, in theory, polymorph his token. He could also path our demon. Yes, we will go grab some stuff. Yes, please. And always mountains, because swamps are only used to really cast Toil and Trouble and Master Feast, so I mean this facilitates that easy enough. So red mana is generally better for us. And we have multiple things we can draw to win ourselves the game. So I'm actually not concerned at all, not even in the least, because we have 3 draws to draw something good. Because we'll have Howling Mine, our regular draw, and then we could potentially draw another one from Temple Bell. So let's see what it is. And we draw a Ratchet Bomb, which is actually really good right now. Oh my god, that is so good. And what else do we draw? And a Hangarback Walker, which is less good, but I think it is not going to be that bad, actually. So let's Ratchet Bomb right now. Yeah, let's crack. Do I crack Ratchet Bomb? Or do I... Yeah, so we are going to... We get a Ghost Quarter. Might as well play Ghost Quarter. So we have 3, so we could play another Temple Bell and force draw another card. Or we could play... Yeah, I don't really want to do that, but I think it's actually the better play. Okay, we'll do it. So we're going to play Temple Bell, and we're actually going to... Let's think. If I Temple Bell now, I could draw Molten Psyche or a Rune Flare Trap to win the game. If I don't, you know what, I think we're going to just let it be, and we're actually going to Ratchet Bomb right now, and then we're going to pass it to our opponent's turn. I really want to Temple Bell, don't get me wrong, I really want to Temple Bell and just like luck into drawing one of those other cards, but I don't think it's actually a viable strategy. Versus next turn, I will draw an extra card, plus I can draw an extra 2 cards, plus so I'll have potential 4 draws, plus I have a ton of mana so I can actually potentially draw into something else. So Spectral Procession, our opponent again does not have blue mana, so and doesn't have enough mana period to actually play his Polymorph yet. So we are still in the safe. We're literally playing this at this point. It's like it's turn by turn. Like if we don't play something carefully, we may lose the game. Okay, Temple Bell. If we draw a Rune Flare Trap, we may have just won. We did not. Okay, good thing we didn't play it when we thought we were. When I was planning on playing it. So our opponent's going to discard 2 cards, which is fine. And we have multiple things we can draw. Bloodstained Mire is not one of them. Swamp is also not one of them. We can play a Swamp though. And we can play... I could play a Temple Bell. Yeah, I think we're going to play Temple Bell. And honestly, I could Ghost... Oh, so he can use his Marsh Flats to actually pull up a blue source right now. You know what? We're going to go for it right now. So we're going to Temple Bell potentially 3 times. Lightning Bolt is not going to do it. Howling Mine isn't going to do it either. Okay, that didn't work out at all. Because we needed to draw... We had lots of cards we could have drawn. We just didn't draw any. Okay, what do we think? What do we think? What do we think? I didn't draw into anything. Yeah, we're going to Hangarback Walker for 1. I don't really want to, but we're going to play Hangarback Walker for 1 because I want to keep Lightning Bolt open, and I also want to keep Ghost Quarters open. Ghost Quarter open. Ah, that was so rough. So rough. We will Lightning Bolt our opponent at the beginning of his turn anyways. We also played the Hangarback Walker because we'd have to discard a card anyways. Mind you, we have 5 lands in hand. So he is sacking Marsh Flats. At the end of our turn, he doesn't play an island of any kind. Okay, no blue producing mana. He may have pulled out the... I don't see why he would have done that. Polymorph is just way too good not to play it, so... Sorin! Yeah, okay. Well, that's neat. It's okay. It is okay. Our opponent is... I'm going to actually blast one of these guys right now. I'd rather him not gain 9 life. 6 life is going to be enough because we can still probably off him if we draw one of the cards we need. With 6, you could probably do. We can probably pull off 10 damage at this point. And you know what we're going to do? At the end step, we're actually going to blow up one of our own lands. And we will destroy a mountain. Yep. And we'll get another mountain. And just so we're not drawing into more lands, I would rather slim the deck down just a pinch. Okay, 11 health. We can probably pull it off. Rune Flare Trap will be one of the cards that will pull it off for us. And Pyroplasm will also. Well, it won't also, but it'll definitely help us out. So, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So let's Pyroplasm right now, just to be safe. Get rid of all of his tokens. Yeah, Ratchet Bomb was amazing so far. Also destroys our Hangarback Walker, gets us another thing. It's cool. What do I think? Our opponent's completely tapped out. We might as well just 7. Come on. Come on. Molten Psyche. And is that gonna kill him? Probably not. But I might draw into Lightning Bolt with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. With 8 cards being cycled from my hand. Oh, yes. Okay. Would you like to redirect damage to Soren? No, I do not want to redirect damage to Soren. Oh no, he drew more cards than that. Apparently I forgot about them. Anyhow, well, that's going to sideboard. Oh boy. Silent Arbiter, you aren't terrible, but I don't think I want you actually in here anymore. I understand that you would be good against stuff that does things like damage to me, but I don't want you in there. Crumble to Dust, I don't think I want that either. I think I would much rather. I could Rune Flare. So even this is a sad one. So each creature deals 1 damage to its controller. So I can basically ping our opponent for 5 damage if I have this, which is not that bad actually. That's actually a pretty good idea. And the other question would be Doomblade. Doomblade I think would just be less value for us. So okay, we're doing some minor modifications, and we're gonna leave a single Crumble to Dust. Actually, no, we're not. We're not gonna do that all. We're gonna throw 3 Rakdos Charms in. Game 3. Our opponent is playing first, as you may guess, and this is fantastic. Anger of the Gods and Pyroplasm and a Howling Mine. Oh my god, it's like Christmas. We will keep this. It's Christmas because we're playing against a tokens deck, is basically what I'm trying to say here. Okay, it is our turn. We don't have a turn 1 play, so we may as well play our mountain? I was going to say play our Dragonskull Summit tapped, or just play a mountain and then play Dragonskull Summit untapped next turn? That seems like a much more logical plan of attack. And we will see. Okay. Crumble to Dust would be really good against Shamble Events, to be honest. And he's going to Thoughtseize. What is he going to grab? He is going to grab the Pyroplasm, like, no doubts about that. That basically wipes his entire board, so it is gone. Open up these guys for you, so you don't have to worry so much about that. I wonder if our opponent, like, takes a photo of this. Like, if I was to ever do this, would I, like, should I use my phone to take a photo, or do I, like, write it down? Should I be, like, keeping a pad of paper beside me? I guess I'm on a computer, so I could literally just use Notepad, like the typing application, or, like, Word. But should I do this? Is that a smart idea? I'm not sure. He did not take. He took Master of the Feasts. Interesting. Okay, well, if that's what he wants to do, I'm not going to stop him from doing it. And Dragonskull Summit playing Howling Mine, getting the Pain Train up and running. Howling Mine will trigger. I say Pain Train, but it's like, we're going to get the engine up and running, the engine that facilitates our Pain Train. You get it. I don't need to go over this. This is rudimentary science, folks. Next turn is going to be turn 4, Inquisition, so that is going to grab definitely the Pyroplasm. Yeah, there we go. Pyroplasm has left the building. I draw 2 cards, which is nice. Always nice when we draw 2 cards. Might as well play the Mountain, and I don't have anything else really to play. He's kind of pulled our Master of Feast out of our hand. We will ship the turn, and I will hold on to the Lightning Bolt for now. I may play it at the end of his turn. I kind of want to hold on to it as well, so we can. I'm not sure why. Why do I want to hold on to it? I'm not sure. Okay, Lingering Souls has come out. So we are in the danger zone now. He has 4 lands in play. He just needs a blue source of mana and Polymorph, and he can do his thing. We didn't Lightning Bolt. I didn't want to, actually. I had second thoughts on it. I do draw a Hangarback Walker and a Temple Bell. We're not going to Anger the Gods yet. We will Bloodstained Mire, and we will Temple Bell. I don't want to, I didn't want to Anger Gods because I'd rather get more than just 2 creatures out of the deal. Yeah. Seems like a good choice to me. Again, we'll Temple Bell at the end of our opponent's turn, assuming he doesn't play literally every single turn at this point is now the danger zone. Because assuming our opponent probably still has the Polymorph combo in his hand or in his deck. So he's playing something else. He's playing Sorin. That's no fun. No fun at all. So he's probably gonna do the one where he's gonna gain a bunch of life. It's way better value for him to be doing that. Yeah. That's gonna be hard for me to deal with. Okay. And our opponent's gonna swing in and gain life. This is now all of a sudden this is not as this is a little bit scary for me. That's basically what I'm saying. And he does get his Hollow Fountain. Okay. We are in the danger zone. So we could Anger. We could double Lightning Bolt Sorin as well. I'm actually thinking that might actually be a good idea. Not an efficient idea, but a good idea. What do we think? Anger. Yeah, I guess so. Don't want to do this, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, we forgot to Bloodstained Mire at the end of our opponent's last turn. Oops. I'm thinking out loud here, like a lot. So at our opponent's draw step, we're gonna get him to Temple Bell as well as Howling Mine. And we are going to Ruin Flare Trap him, redirecting to Sorin. Oops, cancel. So he draws his 3 cards. We Ruin Flare Trap for 1, directing to him, redirecting to Sorin. Yes, that is the plan. Redirect to Sorin. Yeah, get rid of him. I know, could be 9 damage, could be so good, but not this time. And we're just gonna go to our opponent's end step and remember to pop Bloodstained Mire this time. Our opponent's definitely going to grab that Lightning Bolt. Actually, he will probably grab Master of Feasts. Lightning Bolt is short-term gain. Master of the Feasts is long-term gain because I'm assuming he doesn't have a ton of ways of dealing with it other than Path. And I think he'd probably rather... well, I mean, he may have sided out Path because there's not that many creatures. No, instead he removed Rakdos Charm. I guess probably because we could have wiped his graveyard. Or also because he essentially is going to dump a whole bunch of spirits onto the table. Okay, let's grab ourselves a Blood Crypt. And it can be tapped. I don't need it to be untapped. I'm okay. I'm not fussy like that. And Ratchet Bomb. Oh, that is so nice. Ratchet Bomb paired up with a Ruin Flare Trap again. Yeah, I think that is going to be the plan. We could play Master of Feasts. He will path it, so Master of Feasts will take up 3 mana, and then we could bomb. Yeah, no, we're just gonna bomb like right away. There's no point in waiting around. Sacrifice Ratchet Bomb, kill off these spirits. I don't want to give him the option of polymorphing, even though he's getting enough lands that he might be able to play something and polymorph all in the same turn. And you know what? We're gonna just go to his turn. Yeah, we're gonna go to opponent's turn and do the draw damage spell thing. Hey, Molten Psyche. Okay, and yeah, nope, cancel. Yeah, let Howling Mine resolve. Ruin Flare Trap our opponent's face for 9 damage. And the Lingering Souls creates what? 2 1/1 spirit tokens. So and you cost 3. 1, 2, 3. And how much is the Lingering Souls cost on this one? It is 2. So we can't bolt a bolt. We actually need to make sure we have both of those bolts so we can kill off his Lingering Souls tokens. Or he'll create 3 spirit tokens from that. That is also dangerous. We might just bolt him at his end step then. That might be a better bet. So our opponent plays a Collective Brutality. Target opponent reveals his or her hand. You may choose an instant or sorcery from it and discard that card. So he's going to grab our Molten Psyche. So, yeah, you know what? I'm not going to bother playing anything. I'm going to let him take the choice because he can either grab the Bolt or he can grab the Molten Psyche. He grabs the Molten Psyche, which is a better bet. At our end step, we are probably going to bolt him twice, though, just to be safe. because there's no point in holding onto it now. He has 3 tokens in play, so if he does have a Polymorph, he is going to just blast us. And he does some damage to himself, and more Lingering Souls, so he has a ton of Spirit tokens in play now. Let's just go for double Bolt right now. Just trying to get that critical amount of damage in. Rune Flare Trap should win us the game. Dragonskull Summit. Okay, cool. Yeah, so basically we will, at the beginning of at his end step, we will pop off Rune Flare Trap. That seems pretty handy. Let's Master of Feasts in the meantime, just to make sure we have a backup plan. Go to our opponent's turn. And during the draw stay phase, you know how this goes. Temple Bell, Howling Mine, draw a bunch of cards. 1, and draw a second one. Yep. And then Rune Flare Trap for 1 damage, which should do 8 damage to him. So let's see if our opponent has a response. If he does, that's cool. If he doesn't, we win the game. This deck is super spicy, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, there we go. We have won yet another match. This has been Giant Monster Games. I'm Adrian. Thanks for watching, and until next time, don't forget to game like a giant monster.